Hey everybody, and welcome to Moab. This is our fourth major stop on our 44-day journey. And in this location, we covered some of the Canyonlands National Park. Very little of it. It's a massive park. We're in the district of Island in the Sky. There are four districts in the park. There's Island in the Sky. There's Needles, the maze, the rivers, and we really only got a chance to try to discover some of Island in the Sky, but it was beautiful. We had a great time. Just to give you an idea of scale, it's 337,000 acres as compared to Arches, which it's Moab's well known for, and we did Arches as well. Arches is about 76,000 acres, comparatively speaking. So, like I said, a lot smaller, but just a lot more popular. It's a lot closer to Moab. But we had a great time, and you guys are going to get the chance to hear a little bit from Eli and Hayden about the trip. Enjoy.
So,
Hey everybody.
quick update. Last video we did was for,
Page, Arizona. That was a long time ago.
yes,
We're sorry, we've been really busy.
we're right now on a hike on a
You
trail.
can see we got a beautiful lake behind us. That is Dream Lake off of Bear Creek Trail,
We are in,
Estes Park right now.
yes.
Well, Rocky Mountain National
We're not
Park.
doing a video on either of those though today.
No.
We're speaking about Moab.
Moab, which was, as of today, 10 days ago, we left Moab.
Yes.
So, a long time ago.
We're
But
here
yeah,
to talk to y'all about Moab
yeah,
today.
we'll go ahead and get to the point. So we drove into Moab mid-afternoon.
Beautiful.
Very beautiful drive in. It was a really cool change of scenery. We came out of a kind of flat desert in Page to really rocky terrain and really canyony terrain. We drove through. It was a very adorable little town. It was a really nice little town.
It's the cutest town. It was almost like one of those little like seaside beach towns, but
Yeah.
mountain style.
Yeah, it was really cool. And the whole thing was in this valley between two huge cliff walls that probably wasn't even more than a mile across. It was really cool. But yeah, the town was super cool. A lot of restaurants, a lot of little shops and stuff like that. So we got there and we got our setup going, which I think was at the time our best setup yet. And after we set up, Hayden, what did we do from there?
We went to the Moab Diner.
We did. It was pretty
Really cute, old school kind of diner that we saw passing in, and we were craving burgers, so we went to the Moab Diner, and it was absolutely delicious. It was super good. We ended up going back like the day we were leaving.
Yeah, it was really good. I got a burger. Hayden got a burger. So anyway, after we ate at Moab Diner, we went back to the camper and we thought, oh, you know what? Weather's nice here.
Also, our campground was it's the nicest campground.
Oh
we've
yeah,
had
we
so
forgot to talk
far.
about that.
So there was like a pickleball court, there was pool, hot tub,
Everything. We also got the super deluxe spot, I think, something like that, because it was the only one open. And they're made for massive campers, and our little R-Pod it fit really well. So yeah, then we thought we'll just sit outside and have a relaxing, fun time, but we got completely assaulted by mosquitoes. Turns out that the place is worse than Mississippi in the summer with mosquitoes, and we don't know where they were coming from, but there were a lot.
At
So,
like 8:30, the mosquitoes come out.
yeah, we got it down to a science. So, next we went to sleep that day, woke up the next day, and we had a little chill day out on the town. Sorry, there are ants crawling all over our phone and everything right now. We'll be fine. Next day we had a little chill day on the town. We went around. Hayden bought some gifts.
I got these sunglasses. We got gifts
Yeah, I
for
got
family
sunglasses, too.
members and stuff. Sorry.
Oh, we got our ponchos. We got little what do you call it? Like drug rug poncho type things. Really cool. Pretty nice. So we did that. It was just kind of a chill day. We ate brunch that day, just relaxed and everything like that. And then we okay?
Yeah,
You getting eat up?
Yeah, this bush is getting me.
It's not very comfortable where we're sitting right here. So the next day we woke up and went to Canyonlands. Oh, that's where the ants were going. I think it's still safe to drink. I'm gonna try it.
Canyonlands was a massive park. It was huge. We wanted to cover a lot of it, but that just wasn't possible. And so we did as best we can.
Yeah.
So
we started.
Yeah, we started off at Mesa Arch, which was this gorgeous arch. If you get really close to it, though, it's a straight sheer drop off, and there's no railing or anything. And I think like 10 people had fallen off of it.
Yeah, over the course of like forever since the national park's been there, 10 people have died.
Yeah.
And I'll say it was the weirdest. It was the scariest drop yet in a weird way. Even though there was like a wall there and everything like that, it was because it was a downslope, and then
So
you
the
came
rocks were, like, telling
under,
you to slide
and then it was
off
a
the
drop.
side.
Yeah, so it was, you came downslope, and then it was under, and then a straight drop. So it was just kind of a scary little spot, even scarier than the Grand Canyon. So we went to Mesa Arch, and then after that we went on a fun little trail, and I can't for the life of me remember what the name of the trail was, but we spent a couple hours up there.
We forgot to say this, but our original plan was to stay in Canyonlands for 8 hours that day.
Which we followed through. We stayed there for 8 hours. But we went to that trail. It was really cool, and we hiked up. We were on the top of this ridge, and you were able to look down and see these canyons. And the canyons were still the coolest thing to me that we have seen this whole time. The most beautiful thing to me, even compared to, this Colorado scenery and stuff like that. It was different in the Grand Canyon in the way that with pictures of the Grand Canyon, you can't understand the size of it. But with pictures of this place, you can't even really understand what it looks like, because there's so many small divots and crevices in the rocks that you have to have a really good reference of depth to really be able to understand what it looks like. So it was just incredibly beautiful.
Everything was red, so I was saying that it was like we fell asleep up on Mars.
Yeah.
And so it was really gorgeous. It was a fun time. We got to scale some rocks and stuff there.
So then from there, our favorite part, we went on the Schaefer Trail. So the Schaefer Trail is a 43-mile long road that goes from the top around the entrance of Canyonlands National Park.
It's like the canyon wall, and you just slip off the side.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah. So
and then you're on the floor.
Yeah. So it's 43 miles long. Starts at the mouth of the park entrance. Mitch was driving his truck in front of us. Then me and Hayden were driving her car behind them. I was driving Hayden's car. And you start, and you're on the edge of this canyon, and it's a super steep drop down. And then all of a sudden, we come around this corner, and we see probably 1,000-foot cliff wall with switchbacks.
So for clarification purposes, the Schaefer Trail was not random. We had stopped at the information center when we got to the entry of the park, and I had gone in and I talked to one of the park rangers, and I asked her, I said, is there maybe a trail, a road that's off the beaten path that's scenic that we could enjoy? And she said, yeah, there's a great one. It's called the Schaefer Trail. She said you would have passed it right before you got here. It's about a mile back on your left. It'll be on your right leaving. And I said, okay, cool. I said, maybe we'll do that one on our way out of the park then. And so that's how the decision was made. I told her that, or I didn't even ask her, do you need four-wheel drive? And she said, no, it hasn't rained in several weeks, so it should not be an issue. You'll be fine. Probably should have given us a little bit more information. A couple things. One, the trail's actually about 19.3 miles long, but when you're doing 5 or 6 miles an hour, it takes over 3 hours to do the trail itself, and then the drive back into town also takes a little bit of time. Doing some research at the end, I found out that it's actually the 38th most dangerous trail in the world, and it's the 7th most dangerous in the U.S. And once you're on it, there is no turning back. You're on it.
So it was absolutely terrifying. Hayden started freaking out a little bit. I had to calm her down, but I was also freaking out myself.
My mom threw up.
Yeah, Mary threw up from stress at the bottom of it. It was so intense. So that's how scary it was. We passed one car was coming up when we were going around. Thank God it was on the one spot where you could actually pass somebody there. Probably maybe 2.5 hours to finish it.
Going about 5 miles an hour.
Yeah, it was very rocky. I mean, if you could imagine, it was about as rocky as a regular like mountain trail, but it had just been widened to be a road essentially. So the rocks are pretty intense. Hayden's Jeep Grand Cherokee held its weight pretty well.
She is dying.
Yeah, but she got a little beat up. So yeah, but it held its weight pretty well.
Ran into what we think was, I don't even know. We don't know. We have speculations about this man, but
yeah. So we came in. We were almost done with the trail. We were going down this last drop, and there was a guy turning his Toyota Camry around in the middle of the road. Now this is probably a 10-foot wide road that is super steep drop off the edge. Takes him like a 15-point turn to eventually get around. He goes down, we come down after him, and we see that there is this large dirt parking lot there that some farmers or whatever have parked a couple trailers in. It's kind of a trailer lot. This guy has decided to turn around in the sand next to the massive parking lot. But he's just stuck his car right off the edge of it. And he's just flooring it in reverse, trying to get out of this hole, but he's just digging himself deeper. The whole time he's just looking straight at us. So we get out of the cars. We're about 50 yards away from the guy. We have a little conversation about whether or not we should stop and help him. And there were varying opinions, but in the end, we decided to go help him. We drive up there. The guy's acting super weird, mid-30s guy with a beard, acne, a little overweight. He's all sweaty. He's acting all weird and stuff like that. He's calling us yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. So we hook him up to the tow strap, start pulling him back. And we say, okay, make sure that your car's in neutral. And he goes, yes, sir, just like that. And then we start pulling him back, and his car's not moving. So I look, and I see brake lights. And I go, hey, man, are you in neutral? And he goes, yes, sir. And I went, is your foot on the brake? And he went, yes, sir. And I said, why don't you take it off then? And he went, yes, sir. So then he takes his foot off the brake. We start pulling him back, and then he floors it in reverse and almost hits Mitch's car, drives over the tow strap, everything like that. We finally get his car off the tow strap, get him unhooked, and we go, look, man, you need to go straight down that road. That'll take you out of here. Go straight down that road. He goes, yes, sir, and then just speeds off down a private access road that has this huge sign that says private property, no entry. So we don't know what happened to the guy. As Hayden said, he was probably...
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. But he probably had somebody in his trunk, or he was going out there to kill himself or something. Something was off. Or, my favorite theory, he might have just been really, really high on something, which is possible as well. So that night, where did we eat?
Sunset Grill?
No, Pasta J's.
Pasta
J's that night. It was really good. It's some of the best pasta we've ever had. We both ate until we couldn't move. And then we were hurting bad. And then we got back to the RV, watched TV for a little bit, and then got out the to-go boxes and polished them off. And then we were literally just rolling around in bed, holding our stomachs, was how bad it was. Really good food, though. Really amazing food. So the next day, we went to Arches National Park. Arches, we accidentally went off on a wrong trail. We didn't really know where the hell we were going. And then we decided to just kind of drive the rest of the trail, the rest of the park. And
it was more of a driving part.
Yeah, it was much more of a driving part.
Hiking part.
Yeah, there wasn't really much places to hike. You mostly kind of drive up to a spot and then walk a few hundred yards to these different arches. And they were all really beautiful, but we could see most of them from a distance, so it was better than Arches. But it was still fun to go do. And we were really tired that day, too, from hiking our Canyonlands. So we turned in a little early. We went back and got a late lunch at a barbecue joint that had really, really good food. Hayden got barbecue wings.
Smoked fried barbecue wings.
Yeah, sounds good. And then I got brisket. Really, really good brisket. Some of the best brisket I've had. We ended up playing a little games in the pool hall. Played pinball a little bit, stuff like that. Then we just kind of went and chilled for the rest of the day. I didn't really do too much. Went to the pool, went to the hot tub. And then we went, the next day, we went back into town, just kind of hung out for a little bit. And then me and Mitch played pickleball. And then, which is really fun. I haven't played pickleball in a while, but we both liked it. And then Hayden cleaned up the camper, I think, while we were playing pickleball. And then we went to Sunset Grill, which was it used to be a mansion that this guy owned, who started the town of Moab.
Uranium King, basically.
He was the guy who pretty much started Moab because he found uranium there, and then it became like a uranium mining town. And he had this nice house that he set on this ridge that, movie stars and stuff would come whenever they would come to film in Canyonlands. They would stay at his house.
It was a beautiful place.
Very beautiful place.
We went up to the ridge to watch the sunset and eat dinner.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had salmon.
Yeah, you had salmon. I had a filet. Pretty good food.
It was like I had crab. It told me there was going to be crab on top. And I was expecting like a crab and a butter sauce. And it was more of like flash fried tempura crab.
It was good, though.
It was good.
Yeah, it was
very
good.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. So that was about it in Moab. The next day we kind of got a late start because we didn't have too much of a drive to Mesa Verde. We just kind of packed up and took our time, moseyed out of there. But really cool place. I would say Canyonlands probably is still my number one right now, sitting so far in this journey. I don't know where Hayden stands on that.
Mm-mm.
What do you think?
Either Mesa Verde or where we're
Well, we haven't talked about Mesa Verde yet.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You can't slide it in. All right, never mind. We'll get to that next time, which we'll probably record that later today when we get home and get y'all both videos as soon as possible. Probably not. We're going to be really tired.
I'm going to bed.
Yeah, I might go to bed too. All right. So, yeah, I guess that concludes this episode of Hayden and Eli Out West.
At some point, we will return with a Mesa Verde video.
We will. We'll try and get it to you guys quick because
we'll try and do it in the
they're
same
starting
week.
to stack up on us. So,
Yeah.
well, bye everybody. We're probably going to take a nap under this tree. See you next time.